Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the July birthstone Barbies that I've collected. And as usual, I have a whole playlist of all of the months I've done so far, January all the way through July. So I have two different doll lines to show you. I have two of the Birthstone Beauty dolls, which are labeled as Miss Ruby. These were Barbie Collector Pink label Barbies that came out in 2007. And in the middle, we have the Barbie Collector Birthstone Collection July Ruby doll. So she came out a little bit earlier. She was, I think, 2002. So we're going to go ahead and get them all open, and I'm going to do some comparisons with some other of the months that I have that I think look kind of similar. So as usual, we will start first with the Birthstone Collection Barbie. So here she is in her box. She comes in a thinner box with clear edges, clear outer walls, and then the back of her box just has a little bit of information about the birthstone and the ruby, and you can pause there to read it. I apologize for my voice. I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, so if the editing is a little choppy, I'm just editing out my coughing. But anyway, here she is. Here's a look right here of the different versions that I could choose from, or that you could choose from. So there were 3 different dolls released each month. So I chose this one here. She's the redhead, and I got her because I didn't think I had many of the other redhead dolls that came out in this line, so I definitely wanted to add one of them in my collection. But here's a version of the beautiful African American version, which I honestly think is so gorgeous, and I would probably get that one for every month. But she seems to be the most expensive one out of each line. So I only have gotten her a few times. And then this is the other version here that you can see. They were all gorgeous, and sometimes it's really hard to choose. But anyway, I did stick with her. So I'm going to go ahead and get her open and take a closer look, and then compare her with a couple of the other ones. And as usual, she comes with a stand that just says Barbie Collectibles on it. And then she also comes with her certificate of authenticity, which you can see here. And then she has her shoes packaged separately. So here's a look at what the shoes look like. And they are just simple red high heels. And here's what they look like on her feet. They also each come with this shawl. It's like this gauzy type of material. I can't remember the actual name for it. But it's removable, so you could display her with or without this piece. So here's a quick full-length view of her. She's very beautiful, very elegant. She's on the twist and turn style straight arm body. I think that's what it was called. Or she can turn at the waist. And then I'll show you what the shawl looks like real quickly. So there's what it looks like with the shawl just draped around her shoulders. You could, play around with it and probably drape it a different way, but that's just basically what she looks like with the shawl on. And now we'll take a closer look at her details. So here's a look at her bodice. It's an off-the-shoulder style dress with this same fabric trim as the shawl across her shoulders. She has a lot of glitter, and the glitter does come off on your hands, unfortunately, but it is really beautiful. So it starts out more concentrated on the top, and then it sort of fades down into a more scattered pattern around the bottom. And the style of dress is this beautiful, tightly fitted dress down the hips, and then it flares out at the knees. She does have the bend and click knees, so she does have a little bit more articulation than a standard model muse body. And then the back of her dress just connects with 3 different straps. She also has like an extra train at the back, which is that same gauzy fabric. I can't remember the name of this. What the heck is this called? But anyway, you guys know what I mean. So jewelry wise, she comes with a necklace, and each necklace is in the birthstone gem style, which you can see here is meant to look like a ruby, and has her necklace on a gold chain. So each month is a little bit different. Some of them have silver chains, and some of them have a different shape necklace, like a diamond or a square. So her hair is a really beautiful auburn color. It's parted down the middle in the front and tied behind her neck with these 2 long curls that are gelled and kind of sewn into place on her dress. But it's just such a gorgeous color. And then here's a look at the back. She obviously has box hair, but that'll look really pretty once I wash it and boil wash it, just to get it nice and straight again. And you can always curl it too. I think in the promo pictures she has curly hair. But here's a look at her beautiful face. She has the Mackie face mold, and she has very beautiful, like purple, grayish eyeshadow. And her eyes are brown, but they almost have a gray highlight on the sides. Really beautiful, gorgeous face. This is one of the prettiest faces so far. I don't know, her facial screening just looks really nice to me. And then she has dark red lipstick. So I'm really impressed with her. I'm really glad I got this version. And let's take a look at some of the ones that look a little bit similar to her, in my opinion. Nobody looks just like her, but there are a couple that look a little similar. So right now I have her standing next to January. And I know that obviously they don't look alike because they're two different, totally different skin tones and facial molds, which you'll see in a second. But I just wanted to quickly compare the color of the dress. So as you can see, Miss Garnet is a lot darker red and Miss Ruby is a lot more of a bright red. And there's a lot of difference in their necklaces as well. Garnet has a square or diamond shape, and then Ruby's is circle. So January and July are pretty similar in color, but they did a great job of keeping them really different, like Garnet, Ruby, easy. And just to remind you how beautiful Miss Garnet is, here's a closer look at her face. She's so beautiful. So my only other one that has red hair in this line is Miss May or Miss Emerald. And as you can see, they're really different color reds. They're different shades of red. She's definitely more brown auburn and she's more of a coppery red. And they have different hairstyles. Of course, their makeup is totally different. So these definitely look like two very different dolls. And then the only other one I thought she might look a little similar to is Miss April, the Diamond Birthstone one. They do look similar, but obviously Miss Diamond has brown hair, dark brown hair, and she has auburn hair. So yeah. And very different makeup, eye color, lip color, everything. So yeah, I think it's totally worth it to get all three or however many I just mentioned because they're all very different and beautiful dolls. All right, so moving on, we're going to take a look at the two Birthstone Beauties Miss Ruby July dolls. So there are only two different dolls in each month, and I usually always get both because I like them both a lot. So we have the darker skin tone one here and the lighter skin tone one here. Pretty much everything is the same with them. They have the same color dress, same jewelry, same animal pet, same box and everything. So I'm going to just do her more in detail and then I'll show you her as a comparison. So taking a look at their boxes, they're in this beautiful gem-shaped box that comes out in the front. My box is pretty dented because you can see it a little better here. But it's just shaped like a gem, which I really think is pretty. And then they have this gorgeous holographic backdrop, which makes them so beautiful to display on a shelf because it just catches the light. It's really pretty. And again, this is a Barbie Collector pink label doll, and that originally came out in 2007. Here's a look at the back of the box if you want to pause and read anything. It just talks about the ruby birthstone and what it signifies. And then it has all the different birthstones here at the bottom. So let's go ahead and get both of these open and we'll take a closer look and then we'll compare them to the ones I think in my collection that they look most similar to. Okay, so here is a full-length view of her real quickly. She is on a Model Muse body, which all the dolls in this collection are on that style of body. Very minimal articulation, unfortunately, but it's just, you know, the way they did their collector dolls back then. And now, actually. So she's really beautiful. As you can see, she's dressed in a knee-length, cute little dress. It has a sweetheart neckline with some lace and glitter and ribbons and a little bolero jacket. And they all come with a little pet. So she comes with a stand, this kind of stand. It doesn't say anything. It's just a plain white Barbie stand. And then she also comes with her certificate, which just says Birthstone Beauties Collection, Miss Ruby Barbie Doll, July. So let's take a closer look at her dress. So as you can see, it's lacy. There's some lace trim around the bottom. She has a little maroon color. I guess it's maroon. It's almost like a purpley red, I guess. It's not as bright of a cherry red as I thought they would use for July, but she has a little ribbon tied around her waist. And then here's a look at what her pet looks like. It's a little black pug. I'm trying to get the lighting a little bit better. I apologize. I have to film at night, but here's a look at her dog. It's a little black pug, and he has a little red ribbon that's tied around his collar and attaches to her hand like a little leash. So taking a closer look at her dress, you can see some more of the detail here. And then the other accessories she comes with are her shoes, which are open-toed high heels. And then she does have painted nails, which is awesome. She has painted toenails too. So red painted toenails. She has red painted fingernails. And then she comes with 3 pieces of jewelry. So each of them come with this little charm bracelet, and hers is gold with little gold hearts. And then it has this like light red almost, I guess, light red, almost purpley gem, which is supposed to be a ruby. And they all come with the same exact style of bracelet, but some of them have silver bracelets. Here's a closer look at her necklace, which is 3 crystals in the color of her birthstone month. And then she also comes with earrings that match everything. Her jacket's like a little velvety type of material, which is really pretty. Here's a look at the back of her hair, which is very dark. And it's very matted from being in the box, but it'll look really nice once it's washed and recurled. And then here's a look at the back of the dress. So all of them have the same hairstyle. It's pulled up on the side like this, and the pieces in the front are curled and gelled. And then it's kind of swept across her face on the other side. So each one, all the skin tones have the same exact hairstyle. So taking a closer look at her face, which is my favorite part about these dolls, she has the beautiful Steffi face mold, and she has a darker skin tone. I think if you were to rebody her, I'm pretty sure she would match the original darkest skin tone that came out. I think it's the yellow top yoga doll. But anyway, yeah, she has beautiful eyes. They're brown with, looks like brownish, purpley gray eyeshadow, different colors mixed in there at the crease and on the lid. And then she has beautiful red lips in that perfect little Steffi face mold pout. So really, really beautiful. And I'm going to show you a couple dolls that look similar to her. So the first and most obvious one is Miss Garnet over here on the right. So as you can see, they are very similar looking as far as their dresses. But there are some subtle differences. So Miss Garnet has a darker ribbon and a darker jacket, a slightly different shade. It is more of a garnet color, where hers is more of a pinky red color. Their necklaces are also a little bit different, this darker gems than her. They also have slightly different color nail polish. Hers is darker. And then the bracelets on the gems are also slightly different. That's probably why they made this one a little lighter than what you would expect, just so that it would be different enough from this one. Hair color wise, very similar, but July's is actually darker. It looks almost black, whereas hers is just a really dark brown. Let's see. The eyes are also really similar, but there are some slight differences. Her eyes are more of a lighter brown, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I would have to wait and do pictures and look at pictures side by side. I think would be easier. But the main difference is their lip color. So hers is a more cherry red and hers are a darker red. So overall, if you wanted to collect all of them, I do think they look different enough where you could have both of them in your collection. Another one that looks pretty similar facial wise is this one, and only because their hair color is pretty similar. She still has the darkest hair, I think, so far out of the ones I've compared, and obviously their faces are quite a bit different with their lip colors. So yeah, these two, even though they look pretty similar, are definitely different. Her eye makeup is a little bit darker as well. And then the last one that I thought looked kind of similar to her is the June one that I just reviewed. So even though I thought June was going to have the same hair color, it's still different. Hers is more brown, hers is definitely black. Their faces are pretty similar, but overall, even their faces look a little different. Like the screening's a little bit different. She has bigger eyes, I think, and obviously lighter lip color. So now we're going to take a look at the lighter skin tone, Miss July. So everything is exactly the same except her skin tone is very light, and obviously her hair color and her makeup and eye color and lip color and everything is different. But just wanted to show you just a quick side-by-side of their faces, both super beautiful. So taking a look at this one, she is just absolutely stunning in my opinion. I think it's because of the contrast between her really bright blue eyes and her dark hair makes her really unique from the ones that I already have. And her lips are a really beautiful red color, almost like a tomato red or a cherry red, just really pretty. So again, everything else is the same with her. Same pet, same dress, same jewelry, everything. So now I'm going to show you the one that looks almost exactly like her. So here we have Miss January, the lighter skin tone. So again, just like the darker skin tones, they look very, very similar, but there are a little bit of differences. January has, I think, darker eye makeup overall. January also has totally blue eyes, where hers have a highlight of like a tan highlight on the corners. And then the biggest difference is their lip color. So January's is a darker red and July's is a lighter red. And then they have the same differences within the jackets and the ribbons and the jewels that I showed you with the previous ones. So yeah, I was really worried that they were gonna look like exactly the same doll, but looking at them next to each other, I can definitely see some subtle differences. January's more glammed up, I feel like, than, and July is more natural looking. I can't really tell if their hair color is different. It's a little hard to tell. They might have the same hair color. And then the only other brunette one we've had so far is Miss Pearl, which I just reviewed. But she definitely has a different look to her. Her hair is a lot lighter brown and her makeup is softer and her lip color is different. So yeah, definitely different enough to collect them all. You know you want to. And here's one last look at them standing side by side, these stunning July Birthstone Beauties. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my review of my July Barbie Birthstone dolls. I really love this series, both of the series, and I love collecting them each month. So only have a few more months to go. Hopefully I can get the last few ones that I need for my collection, and I will definitely share them with you all. Thanks again for watching, you guys, and I will leave my social media stuff down below. I'm not the best at it, to be honest, but I do have Flickr and Instagram for Barbie. I have a few different Instagrams for the different dolls that I collect, so I'll leave a link to them below. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.